Foundations cracking, the winter rain pattered against the windows of the tiny apartment. But inside, warmth radiated from more than just the struggling heater. Lena Vasquez hummed softly as she reviewed columns of numbers on her laptop occasionally, glancing up to watch Daniel Carter pace across their living room, gesturing animatedly as he rehearsed his pitch. The integration of neural networks and surgical robotics could revolutionize precision medicine, Daniel said, running a hand through his tousled brown hair. But the investors keep fixating on the regulatory hurdles. Lena closed her laptop and joined him by the cluttered whiteboard. Show them the cost-benefit analysis, she suggested, grabbing a marker. Highlight how many lives it could save in the first 5 years. Daniel's eyes lit up. He pulled her close, kissing her temple. This is why I need you. You see the big picture? They'd met 4 years earlier at a hackathon. She, a pragmatic accounting student. He, a visionary coder with more ideas than business sense. Their love had blossomed alongside neurotech, Daniel's fledgling startup. Lena had believed in him when banks didn't, working double shifts to pay rent while he coded through the night. We're a team, she'd whispered, tracing his stubble. Your dreams are mine. But now, as Alina cradled her barely visible bump, she wondered when Daniel's dreams had stopped including her. She'd planned the reveal carefully, his favorite meal, a tiny onesie printed with future CEO tucked beside his plate. Handed it to him, his smile had faltered. You're pregnant? He'd asked, as if calculating the timing against his funding round. 12 weeks, she'd replied, heart pounding. I know it's not ideal, but we'll make it work. He'd interrupted, but his embrace felt hollow. The weeks that followed were a blur of Daniel's absences. He missed her first ultrasound, citing a conference in Singapore. When Neurotech secured its Series B funding, Alina celebrated alone with ginger tea. Watching the gala photos on social media, Daniel resplendent in a tuxedo, his arm around a sleek-haired investor named Claudia. The night her water broke, Daniel was in Tokyo. Critical meeting. His assistant apologized. He'll call when he can. Alina gripped the hospital bed, her best friend Gabriella, wiping her brow. Breathe Corazon, Gabriella urged. You're stronger than he'll ever be. 7 hours later, Alina held Sophia for the first time, marveling at her daughter's perfect fingers, her stubborn chin so like Daniel's. Just us now, she whispered. Across the world, Daniel toasted his success, his phone silenced in his pocket, when he finally called Alina, listened to his excuses in silence. Then, quietly, she said, her name is Sofia Grace Vasquez. She won't carry your name or your regrets. The line went dead. Outside, the rain continued to fall, washing away the remnants of a love that couldn't withstand the weight of ambition. 10 years' Latterth classroom buzzed with the hum of robotics kits and excited chatter as Sofia Vasquez, now 10 years old, adjusted the wiring on her miniature prosthetic hand. Her dark curls were tied back in a messy ponytail, her focus unwavering. As the servo's whirred to life, Ms. Rivera, look, she called out, holding up the device. It responds to muscle signals now? Her teacher, a warm-eyed woman in her 40s, leaned over Sophia's desk. Sophia, this is incredible. You've improved the response time by what, 30%? 32, Sophia corrected, grinning, across town in a sleek high-rise office. Daniel Carter stared at the quarterly report spread across his glass desk. Neurotech's stock had dipped for the 3rd consecutive quarter, and the board's patience was thinning. His assistant cleared her throat. Sir, the Tech Innovators magazine interview is in 20 minutes. They want to discuss the new AI diagnostics platform. Daniel rubbed his temples. Reschedule it. But I said reschedule. The assistant hesitated, then nodded, retreating. Daniel swiveled his chair toward the floor-to-ceiling windows. The city sprawled beneath him like a circuit board. Success had given him everything. Penthouse apartments, luxury cars, a name whispered in Silicon Valley with reverence. So why did it all feel so hollow? He reached for his phone, scrolling absently through news feeds until a headline caught his eye. Local prodigy, 10, designs affordable prosthetic prototype. Beneath it was a photo of a grinning girl with familiar dark eyes and a determined tilt to her chin. His breath hitched. Sophia's apartment was small but warm, the walls adorned with her sketches of robots and equations. Alina, now a high school math teacher, stirred a pot of arroz con palo as Sophia animatedly explained her latest project. And if we tweak the algorithm, it could predict muscle fatigue in real time. That's amazing, Mia, Alina said, kissing the top of her head. But homework first, then robots. Sophia groaned, but obediently pulled out her workbook. As she scribbled equations, Elena's phone buzzed a notification from the school district. Sophia's project selected for the National Youth Science Expo. Sophia gasped. Does this mean I get to present in front of real engineers? Alina smiled. Better. The judges include CEOs from the top tech firms. Meanwhile, Daniel stood in his empty penthouse, the magazine photo of Sophia now printed and pinned to his vision board. He traced the edges, his chest tight. He'd missed everything: her first steps, her first words, the way her mind worked so much like his. His phone rang. Claudia, his ex-wife. Daniel, the board is talking about replacing you. You need to, I know, he interrupted. Silence. Then, cautiously, what's going on with you? He stared at Sophia's photo. I think I just found something more important than neurotech. The National Youth Science Expo, backstage of Sophia, adjusted the lapel of her blazer, her stomach fluttering as she double-checked her prosthetic hand prototype. The expo hall buzzed with judges and reporters, their voices blending into a nervous, Contestant 27, you're up in 5, a coordinator called. Sophia took a deep breath. Just explain the tech. Don't think about the cameras. Across the room. Daniel adjusted his name tag judge. Daniel Carter, CEO Neurotech, and scanned the crowd. He hadn't seen Alina yet, but he knew she'd be here. His palms were slick. What do you even say after 10 years? The announcer's voice boomed. Next, Sofia Vasquez, presenting adaptive neural prosthetics for pediatric patients. Daniel's breath caught as she walked on stage. Anastasia's voice was steady, her hands deft as she demonstrated the prosthetic. Current models don't. Adjust to growth spurts, forcing kids to endure painful refittings. My design uses biodegradable polymers that expand gradually. The judges scribbled notes, except Daniel, who stared transfixed. She sounds just like Alina when she's passionate. During Q&A, he finally spoke. How did you solve the signal latency issue? Sophia blinked, thrown by the directness, then launched into a technical breakdown. Daniel's lips twitched. Better than half my engineers. As she left the stage, he intercepted her. That was brilliant. Sophia eyed him warily. Thanks. I'm Daniel. Daniel Carter. Recognition flickered in her eyes.
It's
The man, the face, the man her mother never spoke of, except in clipped tones. Her spine straightened. Oh, you're that Daniel Carter. Backstage. Clash Alina materialized like a storm, gripping Sophia's shoulder. Let's go, Mia. We're done here. Daniel stepped forward. Alina, no. She didn't even look at him. Sophia, now. Sophia hesitated, glancing between them. Mom, he's a judge. He asked about my project, and that's all he gets to do. Elena's voice was ice. Daniel blocked their path. Please, 5 minutes. Elena finally met his gaze. You had 10 years of minutes. The air between them crackled, old. Love, the ghost of what they'd been. Sophia watched, wide, dash-eyed. Daniel exhaled. I know I don't deserve this, but she's my daughter too. Sophia flinched. Elena's grip tightened. Fine, Alina bit out. One conversation, with me. Not here. Hotel bar ladder. Alina sipped her tonic water, her posture rigid. Why now? Daniel spun his whiskey glass. Seeing her today, she's incredible, Alina. She always has been. Just weren't there to notice. He winced. I'm trying to fix that. By crashing her expo. This isn't some corporate takeover, Daniel, I know. He leaned forward. But if you won't do it for me, do it for her. She deserves answers. Elena's resolve wavered. Sophia had asked about him over the years. One meeting, she finally said. You listen, no grand gestures, no bribes. And if Sophia says she's done, you walk away forever. Daniel nodded. Thank you. Alina stood. Don't thank me yet. Sophia's reaction back in their hotel room. Sophia poked at room service fries. So, that's my dad. Alina sat beside her. Do you want to talk to him? Sophia was quiet for a long moment. Does he actually care? Or is this just because I'm good at robotics? Elena's heart ached. It's too smart for her own good. I don't know, Mia. But you get to decide if you want to find out. Sophia fiddled with her napkin. Can I meet him? Just once? Elena kissed her forehead. Okay. The park bench. 1 week later, Sophia sat stiffly beside Daniel on the sun-warmed bench, swinging her legs just a little too fast. She'd worn her robotics club champion hoodie-like armor. So, she said, eyeing him sideways, you build neuroprosthetics. Daniel nodded. Mostly for spinal injuries right now. But your adaptive design, it's revolutionary, I know. She picked at a thread on her sleeve. Mom says you used to sleep in your lab when you were inventing stuff. The ghost of a smile touched his lips. She told you that? She told me a lot. Of things. Sophia's voice went quiet. It's like how you missed my birth because of a critical meeting. The words landed like a punch. Daniel's fingers curled around the bench edge. Sophia, was it really that important? She blurted. More important than me? The air between them went still. A jogger passed by, their sneakers crunching on gravel. Daniel's throat worked. No, nothing was. He turned to face her fully. I was selfish and scared, and I regret it every day. Sophia studied his face, the new lines around his eyes, the way his knuckles whitened where he gripped the bench. He looks like he's hurting. She realized with a shock. Prove it, she said suddenly. Daniel blinked. What? You want to be my dad? Prove it. She crossed her arms. Come to my robotics semifinals next Saturday, 9 a.m. His phone buzz, the calendar alert for board meeting, acquisition talks. He silenced it without looking. I'll be there. Elena's kitchen that night, he actually agreed. Alina paused, spatula hovering over the sizzling pan. Sophia stole a slice of bell pepper. Yep, even when I told him no fancy cars or bribes, Elena's lips pressed into a thin line. She'd seen Daniel's name in the business section last night. Neurotech. In crisis? Carter's last stand? Sophia, his company's in trouble? What if he bails? Then I'll know he's a liar. Ah! Sophia shrugged, but her voice wobbled. Better than wondering. Alina pulled her into a one-armed hug, breathing in the strawberry scent of her shampoo. She's so much braver than I was at her age. The morning of semifinale, Sophia adjusted her project display at 8:30 a.m., scanning the crowd. No, Daniel. Heel. Come, Gabriella whispered, squeezing her shoulder. By 8:55, the judges were taking their seats. Sophia's chest ached. Stupid. So stupid to hope, then commotion at the door. Daniel, disheveled in a wrinkled dress shirt, tie loose, dragging a rolling suitcase. Sorry, he panted to a judge. Flight delay from Tokyo. Can she still present? Sophia gaped. Tokyo. He caught her eye, mouthing go. Her presentation was flawless. Daniel watched from the back, grinning like an idiot each time she rattled off technical specs. When she won first place, he clapped so hard his hands turned red. The parking lot after you flew back today? Sophia demanded. Daniel rubbed his neck. Left the Tokyo meeting early. My coup is probably drafting my resignation. Sophia's eyes widened. But neurotech is your everything. Not anymore. He knelt to her eye level. Told the board family comes first. They can fire me if they want. Sophia threw her arms around him so suddenly he staggered. Daniel froze, then hugged her back, his face buried in her curls. When she pulled away, her eyes were suspiciously bright. You're still on probation, she warned. Daniel laughed wetly. Fair. Elena's revelation watching from the car, Alina felt something in her chest crack open. The way Daniel looked at Sophia like she'd hung the moon. He's really trying. Her phone buzzed. A news alert. Neurotech stock plummets after Carter misses pivotal meeting. She deleted it. 6 months later, National Robotics Championship. The auditorium hummed with nervous energy as Sophia adjusted her mic. her adaptive prosthetic hand prototype gleaming under the stage lights. In the front row, Daniel sat ramrod straight, fingers laced so tightly his knuckles had gone white. Alina, beside him, allowed herself a small smile at his obvious pride. "This model reduces rejection rates by 42%, Sophia announced to the judges, her voice steady. "But the real breakthrough is cost stits, 80% cheaper than current pediatric prosthetics." The crowd erupted in applause. He just stared, eyes glistening, as if memorizing the way his daughter commanded the room. The fallout 2 weeks earlier. The headlines had been brutal. Neurotech founder ousted after shock resignation. Carter's legacy crumbles as company shifts. Focus Daniel had handed over his CEO badge without protest. His penthouse, his stock options, his reputation all gone. Is it worth it? His ex-wife, Claudia, had asked, sipping her martini at their final meeting. Daniel had glanced at his phone. Photo of Sophia mid-laugh at their last pizza night. Every second. Backstage, after the win, Sophia barreled into Daniel's arms the moment she spotted him, her trophy clutched tight. "We did it. We." The word nearly broke him. Alina hung back, arms crossed, but her usual guarded expression had softened. "You flew to Boston just for this?" Daniel met her gaze. "I'd have walked." A beat of silence. Then Alina reached into her bag and handed him a folded paper, Sophia's birth certificate, updated to include father, Daniel Carter. "She asked for this," Alina said quietly. "Don't make her regret it." Epilogue 1 year later. The tiny robotics lab above Daniel's new garage startup was cluttered with half-built prototypes and pizza boxes. Sophia, now 12, scowled at a malfunctioning sensor. "It keeps glitching." Daniel tossed her a screwdriver. "Remember what I taught you? Failures are just data points." Lena leaned in the doorway, watching them bicker over circuit boards. The scars of the past weren't gone, but the cracks had begun to heal. That night, as Daniel tucked Sophia in a ritual he'd fought for, she sleepily grabbed his wrist. "Dad, tomorrow, can we work on the neural interface again?" He pressed a kiss to her forehead. "Whatever you want, Mia." Downstairs, Alina waited with 2 glasses of wine. She handed him one. "2 fresh starts?" Daniel clinked his glass against hers. "To family." Outside, the stars burned a little brighter.